Yeah. I just started. But you know, when you start doing that, then you enjoy it and you do it more.
Are there other people in this area that you do it with, or you do it by yourself?
This is all mine. But I got phone calls and other from other couple like John Maxwell coaches. They want to do like a partnership summit, like a seminar together. I said,
Group one, that's good.
yes, I'll talk to you after April or May because we are starting a podcast in April and May. We are starting a YouTube channel, so I got too many things to do. Yeah, but we are going to do like a 1 day or half day seminar. And it's fun because that's the reason everybody, all of us joined this Toastmaster so we can learn how to speak. It gives me an opportunity to speak, that's all. I believe now it's time for us to get started.
Dr.Faz, was you need it?
Everything is okay? You got it?
Now we got
Everything's
it.
good.
Now we got it.
Just one? What was it?
All right, good evening, guys. Welcome to the third meeting for this Mastermind on 21 Irrefutable Laws of John Maxwell. Hope you had a good week and ready for the snow, but let's build run so quick tonight so everybody can get home safe. But before we start, let's do the recap from last two meetings because Pat missed one of those too, so I want to make sure. So we are right now on the 9th law, so we already did 8. Law of lead was the number 1, and then law of influence. What was the number 3? Don't read it. Good.
Process. Process.
Law of process, yes, I was just asking, okay. What was the number 4?
Navigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Okay, and then we had a law of
Addition.
addition, and we have law of respect, correct?
Solid ground.
And
Solid ground.
solid ground, then respect, correct? And what was the last one? Intuition.
Intuition.
So, among those all 8 laws, I would like to spend 5 to 7 minutes, not more than that, because we already did that. Any question came up in your mind, or in last 2 weeks you observed after knowing all that law, wow, that was what we were studying for. Anything happened like that, if you would like to share? At work, at home, anywhere.
I think if I was aware of anything. I have to say, I'm surrounded by bad leaders.
Bad leader.
I am. and
You want my clothes?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by bad leaders, and what I'm learning is what not to do.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is with doing all these things in your life, you're developing yourself as a good leader. And we have a lot of bad habits and bad traditions which we are used to of. And sometime, like I was mentioning you last time, you have to unlearn those things because we learn so many things wrong. And that's how we change ourselves and we develop ourselves. So it's a good way to do that because now we have a 10 different perspective to see the same thing. Masterminding is all about that. The law, which I'm looking, for example, law of the lead or law of navigation, and last time we were talking about law of all these. I'm looking from my perspective, Pat is looking from his perspective, Jay is giving his perspective. Now we have 10 different ways to look at, and that expands our horizon, and that's how we learn more. So this is all about that, and after that, you observe those things at work, in your office, or in business, in family. I observed a couple things, honestly, in last 2 weeks. Like law of lead is always there somewhere. You see those bad leaders, like you say, You can see their lid. They can't think more than that. And they stop everybody else in their surroundings to do a little more because their lid is right here. I see all the time at my work. So same thing like law of navigation. It's a very, like main leadership quality is to chart the course, how to get there.
Yeah.
We see all the time at work.
Yeah, for me, on a personal level, the law of connectivity, that's one that I've been really thinking about and like trying to apply, because for me, I feel like I'm able to connect with people well, but for instance, I just had someone start 2 weeks ago under me. So, I've been trying to think of ways, like he's having some issues with his mom, trying to get to like, asking him, how's your mom, how's everything going? Today he one of his pellets, he's diabetic, so his penicillin thing wasn't working. And he didn't have a ride to like go get it, so I took him all the way to Havertown, brought him back to work, and I work in Bluebell. We got to, be able to connect more that way, because, one thing, like I had someone under me before, and one thing I did struggle with that person was, I guess connecting on a personal level rather than connecting on a like business level. And I learned from this book that, you have to do both,
Yes.
especially to, gain their trust and and make them grow, and then make the relationship grow. So that's one thing that I've been really harping on and thinking like, man, that's one way I fell short on my last person. It's something that, I want to try to apply more to this new person that's under me.
Awesome. That's all about why we get together here, why we
Yeah.
spend like more time.
I'd like to dovetail off of that and ask a question. You asked a question and it just occurred to me. I have leaders that will practice that, where they're asking me questions about my personal life and trying to make that connection. And sometimes I don't know if it's sincere or if it's just they feel they have to go through the motions. And then the flip side is, should the person who's trying to connect with me share something about themselves? I find it's one-sided, especially this one person I have in mind. This person had a grandchild, and I'll go, let me see a picture, because you have to show me a picture, it's been 2 years. And I've asked several times.
Yes.
And yet, it's always asking me questions about my weekend and my personal life and this and that, which I just wonder if it's really sincere, because she's not giving me anything of herself.
And I also wonder, like, if we, how are we supposed to connect with people to become a leader? And if we were to pick people we are more likely to connect with, if we're limiting ourselves because we don't pick people who are different, and then you don't get that feedback you could have gotten from a person just because you felt like they're not, you don't like them.
Yeah, you connect with people that are most like you,
Yes.
and then kind of shy away from the other ones that aren't like you, and that's limiting right there.
One of the things that I've really learned a lot from John is it's truly about influence. And to influence others, you have to start with what's in their mind. You have to meet them where they are and be relevant to them. And then you make that relevant. You direct them toward what the common team, whatever is. But John really teaches that it isn't position. There are lots of leaders in organizations who are not the formal positional leader, but everyone else follows them because they respect their opinion, because they respect the way they treat others. And those individuals, I like the story, I guess it was in one of this week's chapters, where John sat down with Jake, or whatever the guy's name was,
James,
and he said, look, I will work with you, I respect what you've done, but realize that I'm here for the long term.
Yeah.
I remember.
And, it really says, though, that you have to be in a position of understanding and acknowledging where someone else is to meet them on their ground, so you can help achieve what you desire.
Yeah, that's true. Because leader never crosses the finish line first.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because he wants to get the team there first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why you're leader. That's why we say leader eats last.
Yeah.
Always he eats last. He serves all others first. And then if you're a leader, you're not going to eat first. You're going to eat last.
And
that's
yet
the
in
truth.
unique situations like that one with Abraham Lincoln, where he said, I need you to go first because the others will follow you over the hill.
Mhm. But just like you see, I'm not talking about John Maxwell. This is the Leaders Eat Last is a very famous speech by Simon Sinek. You know, the Golden Ring guy. If you have seen him, he has the best TED Talks so far.
Okay.
#1 rated speech who's been watched by probably over 1 billion people. Billion, not million.
Wow.
So his whole formula is called Golden Ring. Means we all in our life get confused with that. That how we always ask what I have to do. First question comes in our mind whenever we think about what I have to do. Then we say how I'm going to do this, and then you say why I'm doing it. Correct? Most of the time when you do something new,
Yeah.
the first question we start asking what I have to do, and then how I'm going to do it, and why I'm doing it. Actually, if you go vice versa, the Simon Sinek says that's the problem with most majority of the people. They go from what, why, and how. I mean, what, how, and why, rather than you go why, how, and why.
Ah,
So if you know why do you want to do that? You don't have to worry about the two. Because you will find out automatically how and what is going to follow it. Because you know the why, the purpose. If you have a passion to do something, you will find a way. 6 weeks ago, when I started this, I didn't have any clue how to do it. We are doing it, correct? I just invited few of my friends, correct? They all joined us, and we are enjoying that. So, I didn't know how to do it. Just I did it. So same thing. But I knew why I wanted to do it. My why is very clear. I wanted to sit down with my friends and do brainstorming and doing masterminding. Plus, I wanted to add value to everyone. The knowledge and information I'm getting from whatever the John Maxwell and other groups, I want to pass on. So you can pass on to someone else. And that's how we are going to grow daily and every day. So Simon Sinek said that, and if you get a chance, you watch that.
how do
It's
you
one
spell-
of
how do you
the
spell his last name?
eh?
How do you spell
Sinek.
that?
S-I-N-E-K.
N-E-K.
S-I-N-E.
K for king.
Sinek.
Sinek. Simon
The
Sinek.
Power of Why. That is the
Okay.
name of the TED speech.
Great.
He is one of the highest watched TED talker in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a very top
I was
notch.
wondering, is it the golden circle or golden ring, right?
Yeah, golden, so that's what I was trying to see. There's
Golden.
3 circles.
Yeah.
That's the golden rings or golden circle. You have to watch him. So that's all he talks about. So if you go and study any big leader like in around the world, regardless whether it's a John Maxwell or Les Brown or Jim Rohn or Brian Tracy, you name it, Simon Sinek and Tony Robbins, at the end of the day, they all have pretty similar messages. Just a little here and there. But John has an edge just because of his study in leadership. That's his specialty. So leadership is his specialty, and he tells us how to be a good leader. And his philosophy is very clear that everything falls and rises on leadership. More clear. So everything falls and rises on leadership. That's the whole clue. And if you think about that, is it true? Yes. Whether it's in family, if the head of the family is weak, the family is going to be weak. Everything is fall and rise on leadership. And same thing like Jay just said that about influence. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less.